At some point, understanding everything stops feeling like a superpower. It stops feeling impressive. It doesn't even feel useful anymore. It just feels heavy. You are lying in bed thinking about your life, not dramatically, just quietly. And you realize you are tired. Not the kind of tired which is fixed by sleep, the kind of tired that comes from thinking too much about thinking. So, where does the problem lies? Most of us grew up believing that more understanding is always better. Like if you're confused, they ask you to learn more. If you're stuck, analyze more. If something feels wrong, introspect harder. So we do. We reflect, we self analyze, we break everything into pieces and try to understand why we are the way we are. And for a while it works. But then something strange happens. Decisions start taking forever. Even simple ones feel mentally expensive. You know what you should do, but somehow knowing doesn't translate into moving. And rest starts feeling oddly undeserved. So, what's actually happening? Here's the uncomfortable part. The human brain was never designed to constantly watch itself. Thinking takes energy, but monitoring your own thoughts, that takes even more. Every time you ask, why am I feeling like this? Is this the right decision? Is this meaningful enough? Your brain is opening up a loop, and most of the time it doesn't get to close it. So you are left with this low level mental noise, not loud enough to panic, but loud enough to drain you. Like having 20 tabs open in your head and none of them are loading properly. I'm not talking about Internet Explorer here. I think of this as a cognitive overexposure, not burnout, not information overload, but overexposure to your own thinking. You understand yourself so well that you start living in explanations instead of experiences. You don't just feel anxious, you analyze why you are anxious. You don't just feel unmotivated, you break it down into productivity cycles, dopamine curves, childhood patterns. At some point, your mind stops living and just starts commentating, like a sport analyst stuck inside your head, constantly explaining the game instead of playing it. Not talking about the Indian cricket team. This usually doesn't happen to people who never reflect. It happens to people who think deeply, notice patterns, question everything, want to do things the right way. Awareness gives you options, too many sometimes. You see all the possible outcomes, all the trade offs, all the ways some things could go wrong or right. And choosing one path suddenly feels like killing off 10 other versions of your life. So you pause, and then you pause again. And eventually, staying still feels safer than committing. So here's the part nobody likes hearing. Clarity doesn't always come from more thinking. Sometimes it comes after action, after movement, after doing something slightly imperfect without fully understanding why. Not because you're careless, but because you are a human. Some questions don't resolve in your head, they resolve in motion. And some mental peace doesn't come from answers, it comes from letting a few questions stay unanswered, which is uncomfortable, especially if you like understanding things. Maybe the problem isn't that you don't understand enough. Maybe it's that you understand too much, and your mind never gets permission to stop explaining itself. Sometimes clarity isn't something you find, it's something that shows up when you finally stop interrogating every thought and let your mind just exist for a while.